toilet they're going to be showing you here, it's one of the modern that they have in this kind of the village. This is the toilet and this is how it is, and they have this kind of the stones here, and somebody can hapo wanafanyanga aje. Nani anaweza enda huko atufanyie example nakanga aje. That's how you touch? Oh, that's how you touch. That's how you do. Hata wewe hivyo ndo unaenda? Even okay. Oh, now so this is the condition, guys, that some of the children here, and is just peeing. So this is the condition that I was talking about here, and fixing much of the errors that are going to be fixed here. This is the condition. So when it comes to rectifying this kind of the issues western south here, we have to make sure that we're going to be getting the children into a safer place, because there is no hygiene in that space. There's no hygiene, and that's why we came out with a solution of talking about, let's start with this kind of the construction of the house. And inside here we have bought a mattress and much of the things that the children are going to be sleeping inside here, whereby we're going to be rectifying much of the things slowly, and we started with a permanent solution, which is a house, and so as you can just get them in touch. And wow. So guys, you can see the change is changing here, and already we have democratized this kind of the family that we left hanging, and right now we are having a change here, which is going to be changing their lives and also having a permanent solution to make sure that this family is getting forward. So whenever we're going to be making sure that everything is so fantastic, the house now has this standard, and already the house is in the roofing section, but we have much of the things to encounter, and some of the things that we have not yet covered that we're going to be covered from this kind of the point, and also some of the things that we're going to be buying, because we're going to have to have much of the enough materials to deal with this kind of the house to the finish line, as we're going to be getting to this kind of the course of the route and understanding what we're going to be popping out from this kind of the area. It's the family that we came to help, and also I gave much of the things to handle at this kind of the families, and also we found much of the terrible things that were just giving us illusions. Are we living in this kind of the 20th century, or still we are in the 19th century? Because no toilets, no beddings, no houses, and this is a life-changing that we have just ventured into, so you can just understand and analyze. If you're going to be getting to this kind of spot, and also check into this kind of the family, what we have done and what we are doing. We are back to this. If you're going to be supporting, keep it tuned. It's _Gintu, and you can just check on me, +2547 0049 0047. You can just send your own donation and talk about Gintu. Let's fund this kind of the people, finish this kind of the produce and the product, and also fund this kind of the construction as we're going to be finishing it, and say thank you very much. As we hit the nail, we hit the iron sheet, we are making people's permanent solution, and this is the beginning. Let's get into it and understand what are we going to be doing at each and every kind of the spot. How did we come to have this kind of the roofing today, which was not necessary to be done today, but it has been done? And how are we going to be fixing what we're going to be having as an areas? How we're going to be doing it to have it coming out? Because this is the beginning. Keep it tuned. Let's roam into it, as we're going to be making it to come out. And this is how we change the lives. Gintu A, Gintu B, Gintu C. Always coming to you to this kind of the point. Hi, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Yeah. You want to say?
Hi.
Thank you. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
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 Very meticulous. Nani? Mugani huyo? Oh, huyu.
Hi.
My African persons here. Exactly. So guys, I know. You understand?
So I want
Sasa siku gani? Hello beautiful people wherever you are. Today is today but tomorrow gonna be another day. Mambo.
Wow.
Muko fiti? I have my other friend. How are you?
I'm fine.
You're good, eh? They're washing some utensils here a bit, and this is the morning routine that's coming out from this kind of the village. We're going to be starting it today, one-on-one live. As you can now see, I have a bulk of the children here. You understand, whenever it comes to the village, I have left the legacy, and the legacy is always prevailing. And we have so many children going to be gathering to me here today, and this kind of the village that you understand, we have ever been coming out one-on-one to make sure we're going to be changing the lives of this kind of the children. And today I've just democratized here. It's a bit far away from my home, and I have to travel very early in the morning so I can just reach here as soon as possible and get to be in touch with this kind of the young generation that we're going to be helping to equip them and also motivate them to understand what's the life and also get much of the studies in terms of educational purposes here. So this is like the CBC. You can just check here. They're washing much of the utensils here early in the morning. Everybody's subjected to the work that you are intended to do early in the morning, and this is the work that you have to do. And some of the parents right now, they're in shambas and making sure they're going to be weeding much of the shambas. This is a season for the planting. As you can see, this is a village, there's maize everywhere, tobacco there, and so many of them, they're going to be coming right now here to join us and also understand what's going to be popping out of this kind of the village and understanding much more here. So keep it tuned, keep it locked, as we have so much of the crew members here. I don't know how I can call them, and everything so fun. Whenever they see me, they know that this is the best moment for us to go and do this. Is the possibility here. Unajua kushoot video? Unajua kushoot video? Tuangalishe basi. Iangalia pande. Iangalia pande hii. Zungusha. Suna tuona. Mambo. Uko poa? Hali. Uko? Grande uko? Oh, nana.
Anakuambia tunaenda pale sasa.
Tunaenda huko. Yeah. So guys, we are together here, and the crew members, we are ever together to make it happen. And we have much of the children here. Let's get to understand where we're going to be delivering ourselves and understand what we're going to be popping out. Tushuke sasa. Guys, the road is blocked here. Tunawakalisha huko mbele, si ndio? Haya. The road is blocked. Uko sawa? Enda tu mbele, enda mbele. Kwa mbele.
Gari ringire kuigo ntagwa toka msha
tunaona inaanguka
yapati ugure ntagwa
sasa mkuje hivyo, si ndio?
Ai đi mi đây. Ta chỉ hả đây. Ta nhỉ. Nhỉ đây. Nó ba kia. Tới. Ôi ta haron. Ôi ta haron.
Mambo. Guys, we are back to the system here. I have so many children here. How are you, my friend? I have a friend here. How are you? Yeah. You are good? Hi. Muko fiti? Sema hi. How are you? Who is fine? Kitanda. The people that talk about the children talking about Kitanda. Kitanda is a bed. Hata wewe? Nani? Oh, she's peeing in the bed. Ay. Mambo. Unataka kusema hi? Chukua basi useme hi. Sema hi. Sema hi. Hi. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Yeah. You want to say?
Hi.
Thank you. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
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 Hi. Very meticulous. Nani? Mgani huyo? Oh, huyu.
Hi.
My African persons here. Exactly. So guys, I know you understand whenever they are here. Nani anaenda kuletanga pipi?
Mimi.
Ni wewe? Nani mkubwa? Akimbi ulete pipi za mia. Uzilete hapa sawa? Yeah, thank you. So guys, we are democratizing one-on-one live at this kind of an area, and always come whenever I represent, you understand that everything gonna be popping out one-on-one. So guys, sometimes we always talk about, we have something called that financial years, and even the government always have the financial years that whenever it reaches that kind of the time, they talk about, yeah, this kind of the project gonna be stopping a bit, but everything gonna be popping out. I have my friend is here. How are you, my friend?
Good.
Everything is very fantastic. Kuna mbao zilikuja.
Ndio hizo.
Oh, zilikuja. Oh, these are the timbers that Josta the Mason dropped them here. Alizifikisha mpaka hapa.
Mwenyewe nilileta kutoka huko.
Oh, alizishushia huko ukaleta hapa. Exactly. Thank you very much, Josta the Mason, and he did it well, and we had to plan about this kind of an way. Zitamaliza sasa?
15, yeah.
Ziko 15, zitamaliza, si ndio? So ni nani? Si unajuanga kupiga hizi mbao?
Ndio huyu hapo tuko na huyu.
Oh, ako wapi?
Acha goma.
Si ndio yule huyo mjamaa. Yeah, we're gonna be sorting this kind of the matter once and for all, and guys, we are back to this kind of the system, and I understand we have reached at a time whereby nani anataka kulia? Usilie. Yeah, no crying. So guys, we are back to this kind of the system, and understand it's the farming time, and much of the people gonna be doing the farmings, east, west and south. They have just stayed a bit, but I always remember where I've just come from, because we have still much of the work to do, and also get everything to be done at this kind of the system. I am my friend who was here last time, and he was the one told me that, again, to make sure that you have 150 feet. I don't know if they have reached 150 feet. Mbao zako zilikujanga. Hujawahi niambia bwana. Tunaendelea na kazi ama tuendelee ama muna namba?
Muna namba.
Hakuna namba. Guys, they don't have my number. That's what gonna be bringing a little bit of a problem. Lakini si mnaweza ingia kazi? Saa hii. Misumari tuko nayo?
Tutanunua.
Hatuna misumari?
Iko lakini.
Iko kidogo. Yeah, let's see. We can get to the work at this kind of the moment right now, and also we can even start with iron sheets. There is no problem. Au vipi? Hata mabati tunaweza weka hata mawili matatu Exactly. Guys, what we want to see is to get forward, and not yet, nobody has democratized talked about Ginto, how we're going to be coming, but I'm here to represent and say that thank you very much for each and every the person who are ever talking about Ginto. Can we see where we have just reached at that kind of the brim point? We still have this kind of an area to be fixed, and the timbers they reached, they're here, and the last time I came out of here, he was talking about we are remaining with like 150 feet, so we can just finish up here and also start the work of putting the iron sheets, and I think by today also we're going to be fixing that kind of the problem, and guys are going to be giving them this kind of the work today, and I think about the payment going to be coming tomorrow. If you're going to be getting something, or you're going to be talking about Ginto, I was waiting for this kind of the project, so as you can just continue, we're going to be getting everything in touch here. So we have Oh, tuko even hata na nani iko. We have some nails here. Hizi si ni ndogo ndogo. Ama ziko sawa?
Sasa ni kubwa tu. Ni kubwa tu tutanunua.
Oh, inchi 4. I have so many nails at home. Kwa hivyo hii ya mabati iko sawa?
Imezima.
Oh, iko sawa. Hii ya mabati iko sawa, inaweza tumika.
Kwa leo.
Kwa leo? Hii itamaliza kwa leo. Kwa hivyo ni mtu tu aleta zile mabati. Ama ziko hapa?
Taleta.
Okay. Unaingia mboka? So ama ni kuongeza misumari? So guys, I have to go back to home and bring the nails that I have ever purchased for my roofing, so I can just help them here. If somebody can talk about Gintu, I'm going to be promoting you to buy more of the nails and also the roofing nails. We're going to be making it happening and everything going to be coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Let me go back home and bring much of the nails so I can just fix this kind of the matter once and for all, as we have just organized to make sure that everything going to be coming to you live, which is one-on-one. So everything going to be coming. Today is today, tomorrow going to be another day, yeah? And I've talked about we're going to be having a little bit of a death by today, whereby they're going to be doing it and we're going to be paying much of the money, maybe tomorrow but one, eh? And if we're going to be getting this kind of the video, we are back to this kind of the system. Whoever was waiting for this now again like a financial year. This is a financial year week, and we're going to be making sure that we're going to be democratizing to this kind of the chapter, so we can just fix, because to the Jigas family, I've fixed their house that we're going to be staying. Let me fix also this kind of the house, and we leave when we have just roofed, and whatever going to be coming out at this kind of the time is maybe the iron sheet going to not be enough. We have 15 of them here, and we need more than 30 something, 32 to 40 there, and we're going to just see if we're going to be fixing where we're going to fix. But today we have to roof a bit of the iron sheets here, like talk about 15 iron sheets. We have to roof them here, and whatever going to be remaining, we'll just come out and talk about this is what is remaining at this kind of the intact time. So they're going to be bringing much of the hammers, and also we're going to be fixing this kind of the time a bit late, because I told you we're never going to be traveling to this kind of an area. It's 09:56 approaching to 10, and is a bit far away from my home, so I have to rush quickly, and we have to solve this kind of the matter one-on-one to the ground. If you're going to be supporting, guys, support us, so this kind of the young generation, the young family, to live in a very fantastic environment. Living in a fantastic environment. Yeah, environment, eh? Exactly, empowering. So guys, if you are new to this kind of the channel, maybe you have never seen this kind of the construction we are ever done here, and it's a big one, which is a bit constructing to this kind of the children who never had a home. This is a home that they were having, and we tried to fix this kind of the home very meticulously, because it's raining, and this is where the children are staying, whereby it's a bit pathetic inside here, whereby it's raining. Whenever it starts to rain, it's raining cats and dogs inside there. You think about they are outside, and you cannot imagine like this is a home that or this is a room that this kind of the children are always sleeping. Also, we had no anything of sleeping inside here, whereby we wanted to fix much of the things, like giving them a permanent life, whereby this kind of the house we started constructing here, it was having the parents a bedroom, and also we had a sitting room, and also we have the children a bedroom here, which was to fix this kind of an era, getting from this kind of the grass attached houses into a well and a modern house a bit, which was the best way for us to do and make sure that everything's fantastic here. So much of the people still we are talking about, oh, we had much of the toilets here that we are talking about, they were in a pathetic condition, whereby even this kind of the environment, you can understand this toilet they're going to be showing you here, it's one of the modern that they have in this kind of the village. This is the toilet, and this is how it is, and they have this kind of the stones here, and somebody can hapo wanafanyanga aje, nani anaweza enda huko atufanyie example nakanga aje. That's how you touch. Oh, that's how you touch, that's how you do. Hata hivyo ndio unaenda even. Okay. Oh, na wewe unaendanga aje? So this is the condition, guys, that some of the children here, and is just peeing. So this is the condition that I was talking about here, and fixing much of the errors that are going to be fixed here. This is the condition. So when it comes to rectifying this kind of the issues western south here, we have to make sure that we're going to be getting the children into a safer place, because there is no hygiene in that space. There's no hygiene, and that's why we came out with a solution of talking about, let's start with this kind of the construction of the house. And inside here we have have bought a mattress and much of the things that the children are going to be sleeping inside here, whereby we're going to be rectifying much of the things slowly, and we started with a permanent solution, which is a house, and so as you can just get them in touch. And I appreciate much of the living God, the way we left it, it's the way the air, and I like about whatever I'm just checking at this kind of the point. Let me rush home and bring much of the nails, because I have so much nails at home, and so as you can just rectify this kind of the issues here. Umesema inchi 4 na inchi 5 nusu. Exactly, a half, 5 inch and 4 inch. I'm gonna be arriving here with an immediate effect. I'm gonna be taking like 30 minutes, and I'm gonna be back here because I have to drive so quickly, as I'm gonna be coming here to in touch and also do much of the things. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Back to the center, and the center has to be driven, and this is the beginning. Oh, mnacheza volleyball? The children here now, I told you it's like a football. Oh, pipi zimekuja? Yeah, we have the pipi here. Sasa kujeni. Hello? Mko fiti? Tukule mapipi, si ndio? Nani mkubwa? Huyu ndo amenunua. Haya, patia kila mtu 2. Panga laini. Panga tu laini. Panga laini. Watoto wadogo hapa. Tutu.
Unaenda?
Wapatie 2. Tutu, ya 2. Wakae wasubiria, na maybe tutaongeza zingine. Tuendelee 2. Patia huyu mdogo. Yeah, we have to give them, very meticulous. The children, they like this kind of the way here, and that's the best way for us to go and make it happen. So he's the one who is a bit bigger. Bado tutaongeza zingine, si ndio? Yeah, we have to add more. Nishikie hivi nikuonyeshe. Nishikie hivi. Nani anataka ashike? Unaniona vizuri?
Ndio.
Kabisa?
Yes.
Yeah, guys, I have to give them. Nani hajapata? Tukule 3, si ndio? Tuongeze 2 tena. 2. Haya, 2, tuongeza 2. Sasa. 2. 2. 2. Patia huyo mwingine. Muongeza na hii. Nani mwingine? Wewe. Haya, 2 ndio hiyo. 2 nyingine imeanguka. 2 nyingine imeanguka. Nani mwingine? 2. Umekula ngapi? 6. Nani? 2 zingine. Nani huyo? Huyu sasa anakula ngapi? Haya. Hata tupatie na. Okay mama. Mbuyore. Mambo iko chonjo? Safi.
Nipe moja.
Hata tupatie mama. Haya. Safi. Sizimeisha, isn't it? Yeah. Exactly. Guys, that's how we cherish together, and they're going to be appreciating at this kind of the moment here, and we have to share and make it happen here. Also, the mom, she's here, and she's going to be talking about, let's make it this kind of the things to have and come out more effective. And I see the jovialness that is here, it's now much fantastic. And keep it tuned, keep it locked. Let's change the lives of the young generation. And this is the future generation. Let's keep them in touch. Coming to you in a short while. Guys, back again. I've already got this kind of the nails, and I had to park their motorbike because it's too hot at this kind of the area. And yeah, there's a last mile for the electrification to this kind of the village here. And I'm going to be making sure that I'm going to be checking what's going to be popping out at this kind of the time. And I appreciate much love and respect coming to each and every other person. So guys, what I can just say is this kind of the home, we had started it in a way that sometimes some of other staffs do come inside, and a little bitly they come to overtake others a bit. But we have not... and this is a toilet that somebody was digging here to come up with a toilet, and it's for this kind of the home. They don't have toilet. This kind of the village don't have toilets, and whatever small person has a hole, that's how it's gonna be used, and that is the fact. Because what I've just seen myself from this kind of the village is they lack essential stuffs like toilet, like beddings. Talk about the essential ones, but that's the nature of this kind of the village. I don't know how they always survive, but each and every kind of the home, they don't have a toilet. That is what I've just come to observe from this kind of the village, and also from each and every kind of the time whenever you move. Much of the children ever telling you that, oh, I want a mattress, I want a bed. So it seems that the beddings, and talk about the essential things like the beddings, are a problem to this kind of the time here. Well, madam, so at this kind of the fantastic module, and I've already got to the spot here, and we're going to be checking what we're going to be popping out at this kind of the time a bit here. And I had come to make sure we're going to be buying some of the nails, because I've already arrived with some of the nails here, which is 4 and 3 inches, and they're going to be used here. So these are 6, 4, 5 inches. They're all of them here, and we're going to be finishing. There's a small part that has just remained here, and we're going to be now commencing up. And already you can now see he has already climbed up to make sure we're going to be starting this kind of the work effectively. And we have iron sheets here, and I told about I had purchased 15 iron sheets at this kind of the first time, and the area MCA added as 5 iron sheets here. They are here, and now you can now see them as the little fact how they are here, to make sure that we're going to be getting them to be in touch with this kind of the area, and if they're going to be coming out very effective to this kind of the fantastic module here. So we're going to be climbing up to make sure that everything is coming out. Already I see some of the food is going to be prepared here with an immediate effect. Mambo vipi? Uko chonjo? Tunataka kukula? So guys, this is the trend of washing. Unaosha na mchanga? It's one of the tradition. You understand, whenever we don't have the scarring parts, or you don't have this kind of steel wool, you use a manual one. Talk about, you use a string and also some sand, and you have to wash the sufuria very meticulous, and you can now see it's gonna be a luncheon time, and everybody gonna be experiencing how much everything gonna be coming out. This is a sufuria that's being used in terms of cooking, and everything is so fantastic here. Everybody understands this is the way forward, and that's how everything will be coming out more effective here. The boys is stretching there, waiting for the sufuria to be washed, and they're gonna be getting some of the fooding here, and the food is gonna be fooding here. Exactly. So guys, this is the trend that we're gonna be popping out, and I appreciate that from each and every one of the love they're going to be coming up with. We're going to be making sure this kind of the house is getting to the finish line, and we are back to this kind of the position, because the only thing that's remaining to the other part of the Jigas family is to evacuate them from the hospital. But I'm just getting a little bit of time so they can just dry up, and also make sure that we're going to be doing the curing of that kind of the house very meticulously, and everything will be coming so effective at that kind of the time. There's so many people who are just asking about, oh, Gintu, where have we reached and what we're going to be popping out, and is this kind of the home going to be getting on, or what has really what's trending here? And what I can just say is where we have just reached, it's just some 2-3 timbers that are going to be remaining here, and also putting some they're called iron sheet by today, and we're going to be making sure we're going to be framed on, talk about, we're going to be hit on the rooftop here, to make sure that now the house is going to be having a look. And where we have just going to be reaching, I will just be updating you to understand what we're going to be popping out from that kind of the time, because everything has to come out effectively from this kind of the standard. We have just, yes, we have stayed, but I'm very sorry, because we had much of the other things to also handle, and I knew that one time I'll come back here, because I was waiting for the area MC also to comply, because I also asked him to help us with the some 5 or whatever iron sheet we'll just get, because we had 15, so we had to add 5 or whatever could just be coming out, so we can just construct a better house a bit larry. So where we will just reach, I will just update you, so you can just understand what we're going to be coming out from that kind of the point, or that kind of the equivalent manner, so you can just handle this kind of the matter once and for all. I understand there's so many people who talk about, oh, Gintu, how are you going to be coming, going to be coming. We started with the essential ones, because we wanted a permanent solution. A permanent solution is always offered when we understand that this kind of the stuff that we're going to be doing here, it will be there, and it will just be there. Nobody can just come and maybe get it out, and such kind of a structure, it's a permanent one. Nobody will come and talk about, oh, it's going to be coming out from here. It's a bigger house, and it's covered over 3 rooms. Talk about the master bedroom, talk about the living room, and also the children bedroom here. And it's very, very fantastic, and it's gonna be occurring here very awesome here. And never judge a book by its cover. Some of the people never knew that, oh, this kind of the home maybe one day, one time, because they don't have a toilet, because they don't have anything which is so usual. Whenever a person can talk about what do you have, what can you offer to the society, maybe some people talk about, oh, this is just a nonsense family, maybe it could not have anything. But today they're gonna be having such kind of a house here that will just keep them going. So it's a transformation from this kind of and the grass touched and to this kind of the bigger house that's gonna be coming here. And today is today, but tomorrow gonna be another day. Never refrain that, oh, this kind of the person gonna be this way, gonna be that way. One day, one time, you can never come to understand. That person you think about is down, tomorrow will be just here is on top here. So I'm gonna be now arranging some of the timbers here to start this kind of the work immediately. And they were getting back. You understand, there's a day I went to these 2 people, they come to visit the Jigas family, Jose the Mason and Robbie Church. They came and I promised much of the people that I have to get some of the timbers that will land at this kind of the time. It's 150 feet, and they were getting 100 feet that they needed here to make sure that other things will just follow the course here. So he has to make sure you're going to be framing it back and to the focus line as it's going to be used. Already they're dried up, and it's to the other side of our home here. It's so rainy, but this kind of the spot here, I think arbitrarily not much. It's so hot. Even I've just arrived here, I found it's very, very hot. So he's now arranging some of the timbers here to start up. But guys, I've talked about I've not yet received any kind of the funds to support this kind of the work going to be done here. But I'm just giving myself a hope that from this kind of the video we'll get a person who just talk about Gintu. Let's put this kind of the money to the focus, and let's make this kind of the house to come forward and make it happen. And I think about going to be buying much of the iron sheets, and also the timbers are enough. And after roofing, now we shall now get to another step of getting some of the rafters that will be just rounded out of this kind of the house, so you can just smear it. And also at the evening time, whenever we're going to be finishing this kind of the work, where we shall have reached, so you can just recognize how many iron sheet are we just lacking to finish this kind of the house, because the 20 of them, they will not even reach much further. I think they'll just section one of the section and a small section of the backward, but I think about the other sections like the front yard here, they'll just remain vacant a bit. But that is the way forward, and I understand much of the things when I'm coming to you live, which is 1-on-1. And the timbers are so strong, they're 3x2, and I see now we're gonna be getting some hakuna chai leo. No tea, guys. It's about lunchtime edition here, and I've not seen much of the fooding. Oh, sasa ni kupika. Guys, you understand the real life here. Whenever there's no lunch and or there's no breakfast, they shift to whatever going to be coming at that kind of the time. When I came, it's only the father he found here. The mother was in talk about in the farming, and you can even hear from this kind of the boys talking about I wanted to milk, and they wanted to understand how the milking going to be coming out. So the boy is crying because he has a place where to find some food, and that's why I see some of the preparation outside here are going to be making sure going to be preparing for the food to come out more effective here. So keep it tuned. I'm going to be updating you what's going to be coming out effectively, as I'm going to be just rushing back to some of the 2-3 other things from the other side, and I'm going to be coming back here after the work has been done, and we shall now see what's going to be coming out from this kind of the point here. So I'm just rushing back to Nyaboanse a bit because I have other things to do there. Also, I have the G Castle under the construction still, and other things to be handled, as we're going to be updating you what is really coming out. We have some of the other things. Guys, we have to cut ourselves. Yesterday I was a bit very sick, and I could not even come out effectively to do whatever was just necessary. But I found it nice today, early in the morning when I woke up. I found that I'm strong enough to start much of the things that are a bit hanging backward. But that's the best way for us to do, and we have to understand that we have so many people to help, and we have so many people to help. What I can just talk about is I'm going to be venturing back to this work of getting back much of the people to school, because we're going to be having January going to be so heavy for much of the parents and much of the children. Whoever are finishing much of their own Form 4 and whoever going to be joining, we have who are promoted, and we have lack of fees each and every kind of the time, and we're going to be solving such kind of the matters once and for all, and they're going to be making sure we're going to be opening an office, and we're going to be getting something called the G Fund or the G Foundation or the G Enterprises that are going to be helping or promoting development and also bringing the career back to the village, and also understanding that tomorrow is another day, and today is today, as tomorrow going to be equivalently to be another day. I will just give you much of the reservoirs, how they come, so they can just prepare for the January. I know back to school is there. I know much of the things are so rampant outside here. The economy is very bad. Even that's why I talked about whatever we're just constructing here. From this kind of the far point, you can now see that kind of the house is there. But whenever we're going to be getting the roofing, you'll see it very standard from a far point, because everybody's building such kind of the houses here, and they're scarcely populated, and the area is so huge, but people are having so big plots here. But that's the nature. I'm going to be updating you what's going to be coming, so you can just ever come out to understand what is always happening from each and every time here we go. And I come to this kind of the opportunity begging you very much, fantastic, like if you're gonna be attached with this kind of the family also, the way you are ever supporting, let's support this kind of the family, so as you can just roof it. Let us roof so you can just go step by step. We're gonna be roofing. I think we're gonna be lacking much of the iron sheets, and after iron sheet we're talking about we're gonna be having the rafters, so you can just round it up. But if we put the roofing, I think we'll have a step far away. And also I will just tell them that they have also themselves to look forward, not that they should not look for Gintu only to come and help them. Like even rafters have to pay much of the people to hit them onto the house, and also smearing. Sometimes you have to think, rethink, and how to think, because you are helped. Some of the people think about, oh, Gintu has a huge amount of money and everything is just paid for. No, sometimes I cut myself. Like right now, the nails are mine, and the transport is mine, and much more things. And when it comes to the real time, I always talk about, okay, let's handle this kind of the things. I have that kind of a morale to make it, but we don't have enough, so as you can just support each and every kind of the person. But small we get, $1, $10, $2, it gets us to move. And I like much of the people sending direct to an M-Pesa. Some of them talk about, oh, Gintu, can I put in Western Union, give them other stuff to make. And also some of the people supporting in talk about, oh, Gintu, I want you to move forward with the G Castle, also promote yourself, because whenever you stuck into one position, also you have to remember yourself, because you are the one making it to come out. That is the best way for us to do, and the best way for me to handle this kind of the matters once and for all. And this is the only shade that I can now see here, and I can just attach myself, because much of the area is totally no trees. I said it, like this kind of an area, it doesn't have trees. Trees are lesser than even people. People are so many than trees, and it's not the equal thing that we should just be doing at this kind of the time, because we should consider the environment. And that's what I was just attached myself and telling much of the boy who I'm just helping here to build, that he should make sure that he's planting much of the trees that are not infectious to the plants, like a jacaranda or much of the other trees that are graveria, which are not bad in terms of the nutrients relevant to the crops growing each and every of the time here. And that is the best way for us to handle this kind of the matters. So what I was ever reflecting is for the people who are willing to talk about, Gintu, can we formulate a team? Can we handle a team? Can we open an office that will be supportive? We have much of the things that are relevant for the support of preparation for the January. I understand next year there's so many people will never go back to school. There's so many people who will be pregnant. There's so many people who will drop out of school. There's so many people who will be lacking a school fee to go back to school. There are so many people who will find like the life is so hard, even they will just kill themselves or delete themselves. And there are some of the people will be orphans next year. There are some of the people who will not be lucky to get to a sponsorship or anything, or getting to the university. The people will lack much of of the hope. Let us have a foundation that will give much of the people hope, encourage much of the people, and also support much of the people spiritually, monetarily, and such kind of the financially, so that they can just go back and understand that the future is brighter. The future is bigger than today, and tomorrow is bigger than today, which is the best way for us to frame and make it happen. Because I have a friend always hanging with me. Come, Kuja. I have this kind of the girl, and she's ever with me. And how are you? You are very fine. And guys, I can change her life. There's no problem. Anything is just possible. You can never understand what is tomorrow. Ni nini hauna? Niambie tu. Nini hauna? Viatu. You don't have shoes, eh? She doesn't have shoes, eh? Kitu ingine? Bag ya shule. She doesn't have a bag of school, eh? Kitu ingine?
Kalamu.
You don't have pens. Kitu ingine? Nguo.
Socks.
Oh, socks. Oh, hizo ni za shule. Saa hii uko grade 1. Shule gani? Kengariso Primary. Wow, ayangalia kwa kamera hapa. Ambia watu, please help me. Help me, eh? And unajua kuongea Kiingereza? Haujui? Oh, guys, this is the lack of, you understand, some of the children who are just learning in private schools, they could be knowing English already, but to the local here, so that you can understand, if this is how she is at home, whereby she could just be wearing even slippers, but nothing, the empty legs, and you can see this kind of the clothing she is just wearing, and guys, we can change her life, and I promise much of the people that if we can just put our focus together, we can make it happen. Tukubadilishe si ndio? Unafukuzwa shule, school fees. Imagine grade 1 is guys, I can change her life. I can, and I promise I can change her life, and it will be so fantastic. She's saying she doesn't have, she's the one who's telling me that, oh Gintu, I don't have somewhere to sleep, and I promise much of the people that things always have its own end. I know today is today, but tomorrow gonna be another day. We can equip her, very meticulous. I know she has a sister, and we can just buy her some mattress and much more things, and everything will be so fantastic. I appreciate much of the people tuned, locked in. She likes me so much. Whenever I come here, she always appearing. I understand how the things gonna be coming, and I like how they ever possess it themselves. They don't fear, because a child doesn't know that this is bad, this is right. They have to talk. Even if they have to hide, the parents could hide, but the children can never hide, and that's the best. Asante sana. Sema thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What's your name?
Yvonne
Getangita. Very meticulous. Asante. Wacha tuangalie kesho, si ndio? Today is today, and I know tomorrow gonna be another day. Let's focus and let's make it happen, because what I'm talking about, the funding, it can just fund such kind of the young people, and I think about the young girls, the young boys around the village. They have to look for this kind of the opportunity, to be given the opportunity to shine tomorrow. And if we don't get that kind of the courage to improve their lives like the way they are, if we can help her get moving, support her, move, tomorrow we will never lack for her to appreciate, and also we will be creating some of the emotion, some of the good idea to their brain. Like I was helped. Whenever they grow, they will help also, which is the best way for us to do and help them, as tomorrow we know that they are the future of tomorrow. Keep it tuned. I'm gonna be back to you in a short while. Let me get to Nyabuanze, and things are gonna be coming to you as far as everything is in tuned. And this is the best way for us to go and make it happen. Mambo, unaitwa nani? What's your name?
My name is Chacha.
Your name is Chacha. Which grade are you?
5.
Grade 5. Do you know how to speak English? You know?
No.
You don't know. Grade 5, you don't know how to speak English. I guess you can understand it, because it's in the village. You understand, we have some of the schools that are private schools and public schools. Public schools here in the village, my friend, it's not like other countries. Some public schools in other countries or in developed areas, they are so learned things, and the children are so learned. The small children like this one here can get to know the English. But here, grade 5, no English. It's the communication is is and was. That's the English that I can just talk about. And that's the best way for us to make sure they're going to be equipping them and handing them to make it happen. But we don't have the talk about the private schools here. If there is a private school here, very expensive. Right now, even the public school is the cheapest, but you can now see them. They don't have even the school uniform. They don't have some books. The schools can never have some of such kind of the things, but you can just change that kind of the life via supporting them, the children to grow and also have the best life of tomorrow, which is the best way for us to do and handle much of the matters here. Keep it tuned. And that is the thinking that is Gintu's Kika thinking of talking about what we're going to be coming out in January. Let's prepare now, because for us to go tomorrow, and preparation for tomorrow starts today, and it's right now. If you are just attached with that one, we can just start a foundation called the G Foundation or the G Enterprises, the G whatever it can be, and it can be so fantastic to equip this kind of the young generation with the best moment of tomorrow. And this is the way forward. Beautiful people, back again to this kind of the route of today here, and as I promised you, the house now gonna be iron sheeted in a way that we have to make sure that everything is on the position. As you can now see, this area is already got some iron sheets here, and we are continuing to the other side to make sure that we had 20 iron sheets to the to this kind of the area right now here, and 10 already, they are just gone there. We're gonna be getting 10 of them this kind of the side, and we're gonna be remaining with like 20 iron sheets, so as you can just complete it completely. So as the work continues, as the work goes on, I see even the rain gonna be raining at this kind of the time right now here, and if it could be the best way of today, and as God could be willing, this kind of the rain, we could have used it to gauge if it's gonna be raining inside or not here. So they're just getting some of the nails there and some nail here, so they can just put this kind of a string or this kind of the rope here to make sure they're gonna be getting them how this kind of the iron sheets will be reaching at this kind of the ridges of the area. Talk about the end point of the iron sheets, how they're gonna be coming to this kind of the point. We had gone talk about less with this kind of the roofing nails, and as you can now see them, I've just already demobilized with them right now here. And I told about, guys, that I had not planned that we're gonna be doing this kind of the work. I've decided to make it, and to help wherever necessary. If somebody can talk about Gintu, let's continue from there. We will continue from there and help us to pay this kind of the labor of today, so you can just see it moving, because much of the people are going to be talking about, oh, Gintu, are you sure is it continuing? Are you sure how it's going to be? And we are still on it, and I understand everything has its own position, and we're going to be making it coming out from this kind of the position here. So you can now see the roof is roofing right now, and as we're gonna be practicing and making things to have a change, we have to make sure that everything is more fantastic here. They are now gauging it to understand where it should just reach as this kind of the area goes, and it's gonna be smart and also streamlined, and it should be streamlined like this kind of an area, so as everybody can just understand what's gonna be coming out. So already we have this kind of the rainy water is already coming down like something else, and we thank the living God, because if we could be at a good position right now, we could have already finished this kind of the roofing here. But guys, I'm requesting, if you're gonna be touched with this kind of the video, help us more to make sure that we're gonna be completing this kind of the house. As I said, it's like the government. Sometimes we talk about financial years, this financial year to the next financial year. So maybe this is the week of financial of this kind of the family to make it happen. We are running all the staffs equivalently in a way that there's no way somebody can talk about, oh, Gintu, maybe this happened this way, the other one happened that way. No, it's in a way that I always give myself a break of somewhere, so I cannot be studied much, because as long as you make that kind of the route every time, every now and again, like this is the route now, this is the route not again, this is the route now and again, some of the people will start measuring you, talk about some of the people will start peeping up at you and talk about, oh, how it's gonna be coming, how it's gonna do, oh, this and then this. You understand how the village always shenanigans. And also So we don't have much of all the people are not good. And I can say it as a fact, in a way that what we are doing here, not everybody likes it. What we are doing here, not everybody is liking to see that, oh, we are changing the lives of this kind of the children, we are changing the life of this kind of the family. Because from this structure, as you can see, this kind of a small structure here, this is where the husband and the wife are. And it's a small and a simple structure where the children are just left far away from where the house is. Whatever happens to the children in that kind of the grass attached house, whatever happens there, nobody will know in this kind of the condition of this kind of the room here. And that's why we want to place them together and make sure that everything is so fantastic here. So already we're just laying this kind of the brick. Talk about we are laying this kind of niref itakato.
Aro, suseme engineer.
Taporo barandi. Sentura kiri
Ona.
hatani mahu hanga na hari.
Ona, kamu meka. Ona, kamu meka kamba. Anda juu.
Ayo.
Bagi anda juu.
Itu kemana?
Ayo, ayo. Apa cuma aja. Coba cek. Nggak cek. Nanti minta satu. Bad.
So they have now to attach everything here, as you can now see. And
Okay. Aya,
they have to set it so they can just go on
Ntaji, ayo, Aya. Yeah. Ayo Ben.
Onende ko outro. E gar tu outro. Tu ne campo toro ko boko.
Demo.
Keep it tuned, guys. That's the best way for us to do and also get on and on with it here. Exactly. Simbaki kato hiyo.
Sawa.
Ngoja kidogo. So guys, it's a way of understanding and also that's what you're now kila kitu chonjo. Exactly, guys, this is the best way for us to go. Very welcoming, eh? Exactly. So we have to make it happen here. Today we have this kind of the gentleman here. Relaxing. And it's a bit raining here. And I'm a bit sick still, sick a little bit, but I will not be affected much because I have my coat, talk about some jumpers here. And to my, even this side is not raining, eh? It's very meticulous. And I feel it very calm, and this is the way we're going to be making it happen in a way that's going to be so huge. The house is very big, as you can now see how big it is here. And we have to do this kind of the work. We have to help where we can just help. We have to make it happen. And the children will just be shining. The children will be making it happen. And that is the best way for us to go and always move from one position to another. Because this is the fantastic point ever possible here. Guys, it's a simple structure, and but very hard. It's a simple structure, but very, very hard in terms of also it needs a lot of money for us to reach where we have just reached. And it needs a lot of money whenever it gets to this kind of the point, because we have to buy much of the iron sheet, we have to buy much of the nails, also talk about the rafters, and also talk about molding. It requires labor, money, talk about people who are going to be coming to do such kind of the work, and much more. And we are trying our best, and we are trying to see where necessary, because also we have to understand the potential that we're going to be having. And we don't have like this kind of the team that we're going to be having here, watching this kind of the VR. You know, you're going to not be a law the way we're going to be, some of the people are going to be talking about. But I am a one-man army and making it happen. And we're going to be striving, we are striving to make it happen. And I understand from this kind of the point we ever get forward. And the forwardness that we're looking for is to make sure that everything is so fantastic here. And after this one here, we said about this kind of the home going to be shifting from where that kind of the house is, and this kind of the house going to be now a kitchen, so they can just be cooking there, because they're cooking from that kind of a far end. And also this kind of the house, also the same house that they're cooking in, and the children are always sleeping inside here. So we're going to be making sure we're going to changing this kind of the life. They're going to be cooking from here or the far point, and this is now where the home going to be. So it's going to be shifting from there, and we're going to be coming to this side that we are, so they can just have an entrance door here, and also going to be having this as a bedroom, and this one is going to be a sitting room. We'll talk about a resting point, because it will be so fantastic here. So keep it tuned. I'm going to be giving you much of the reservoirs that come out from here, and talk about thank you for people who are going to be cherishing and also supporting us. Keep it tuned, keep it locked.
Roger mom, don't know manana go on my friend. Ai. Ako sawa.
Ai hai.
Ako raining. Karena ako manana gamde bro. Akas ko mukos.
Wow. Mambo iko chonjo. That's the best way for us to go.
Okay.
Exactly. Beautiful people, back again, and we're gonna be now finishing it up and also rounding it up as this kind of the coast. The climate is climatizing a little bit from this kind of the side here, and you can now see the nimbus clouds are now reflecting from the other side here. So we are now cutting much of the edges to make sure that gonna be having some of the reflection here, as everything gonna be getting to its own course. And we're gonna be having this kind of the small pieces here that are gonna be joined, so they can just get in touch with some of the corners, like the other far corner. Gonna be making sure that everything is coming out. So the condition is a bit very we can talk about a little bit chilly at this kind of the evening session. It was a bit raining here, but it has just stopped at this kind of the end, and they are now framing to make sure that everything is going to be in touch here. Kumanisha hata harambe mbake nui goro hara King Post ne
Okay, unajua mpaka bosi aongea
So guys, we are a bit reflecting much of the things here, and we are now getting the far point to talk about the outside. It's gonna be in a finishing line, but still we have much of the iron sheet to go. Yamebaki kama mabati ngapi?
Kiro, aguero, don't te penalenga. Mano to panyamate. Yeah. Huh?
25. We are waiting to understand how many iron sheets we still have for us to go, and kama
yang county hanu to man.
$25. So they are calculating and they're going to be giving us much of the answers, so they can just solve much of understanding how many are remaining and what are we going to be doing at this kind of the point, and how many are remaining, and also what are we just supposed to buy. So you can just finish this kind of the front yard here and the other far corner and this kind of the other corner here. And I think by 25 there, something like 25, it's gonna be enough here. But we have some of the iron sheet from the far end. They don't get to the middle stage there, and that's the middle. Talk about the top. That's the top pole, and they never reach at the top. So it means that we're gonna be needing some of them that will just cover that kind of the space there, and also this kind of the space also will be covered here. And we have the other sides here. So I think they're gonna reach 28 to 30 also, and kama 30, si ndio? 30, eh? Yeah, I think by 30 iron sheet will be just enough. So you can just make sure that this kind of the house is going to be now complete. And guys, support us so you can just have this kind of the iron sheet and some of the nails. So you can just get it tomorrow, and you can just finish it tomorrow one-on-one, and also handle much of the matters. I've said about this kind of the money still it's going to be pending because we have not yet finished this kind of the work. And if tomorrow going to not come here, they're going to be talking about, again, we need the money here. But I've just told them about paying is going to be maybe tomorrow, because we have not yet received any kind of the money. We have to make sure that everything is coming out. We have that kind of the hope, so they can just continue having it gone. So if you're going to be touched with this kind of the story, you can just say that, oh, Ginto going to be $1, $3, $4, it's going to be so enough. So you can just combine them and also make sure that everything going to be coming out. Whoever is just supporting direct to M-Pesa, thank you very much. And we are back to this kind of the home whereby we're going to be changing the lives of this kind of the young children who brought us here, because we saw the background was so terrible. Talk about education is terrible. Talk about their background, how are they going to be growing, because it's going to be so horrible in this kind of the life zone here. And it's a transformation from this kind of the grass touched and to that one. And there's somebody who came and talked about, oh, Gintu, why are always doing things which are just temporary? Can you just admit yourself and do something which is so permanent? And that's what now we are just doing here, to make sure that we're going to have the permanent solution, which is now are going to be venturing into. And also don't forget the Jigas family also, we're going to be going back to buy them some of the beds and some of the mattresses. If you're going to be touched with this kind of the family, let us focus with this kind of the family first. And also tomorrow but one, we're going to be focused with the Jigas family again, because we have to deal with them and help them to make sure we're going to be checking on how they're going to be moving. So if we roof, the roofing is the most expensive thing that we're going to just do. If we roof, they're going to now be looking for the rafters small by small. If we find some money, we're going to be buying them, and they will be cutting and bringing them on themselves, and I'll just buy them some nails and they will just hit, because the owner of this kind of the home also has to do the necessary in a way that he has to deal with much of the things. I have to ask him one-on-one to understand if you're going to be willing to do such kind of the what we are just expecting him to understand and also do at this kind of the far point here. Bro, niko na swali hapa. Guys, I'm going to be asking him one-on-one so he can just understand. Tukipata rafters hizi za kupigiria, so mimi nikinunua wewe utapigiria? Nikununulie na misumari, si ndio? Kwa sababu ukinitegemea nitakuwa nakuja, hiyo nao tusidanganyane. Niko na project 8 zinaendelea. So hizo project kuja mpaka nirudi. So check nimechukua muda. I've taken a long time, and I'm talking about if I'm going to be buying some of the rafters, and I can buy some nails which are 2.5 inch and 2 inch. and some 3-inch. I think they can just do better here and also handle this kind of the matter. So it can just be getting, even if it's just one column, it can just deal with one column at each and every kind of the whenever we see that you're gonna be this way, you're gonna be that way. And also we have a borehole there, only there, and they're gonna be withdrawing. It's just like a well. They're gonna be withdrawing much of the money from there and making sure that talk about withdrawing much of water from there, and they can just come and knead and make sure they're gonna be molding this kind of the house, which will be so fantastic. We have so many gentlemen here, we have so many ladies here who are looking forward to have this kind of the job of kneading and also molding this kind of the house very family, and it will be so very nice. And as long as you're going to be supporting us, we're going to be making sure that everything is so fantastic. People were just asking about, oh Gintu, what about the other project that you were ever doing here? Now it's now reflecting, and now we can even see much of the people going to be so happy and making sure that everything is just getting forward and forward and forward. I know this kind of an area right now, there's so many people are just looking with a bad eye, talking about, oh, how gonna be possible, how gonna be possible here, but that is not the probability of dealing with this kind of the matters. If something has just come out equivalently and talk about, we have to handle this kind of the matters once and for all, we have to deal with it perpendicularly per unit time, so you can just solve this kind of the matters once and for all here. And that's what now you can now see, even the reflection of the house, it's now reflecting. It's not like the way we left it at the back, but right now you can even see. And I appreciate much of also the MCA, area MCA, who are just brought me here so they can just bring much of the light and also empower much of the people to understand that they are so important in this kind of their life and they have to go forward with it. And this is what is now coming out as we're going to be finishing up this kind of the round of this kind of the house from this kind of the side, and this side here it's already permanented, and also it's just already done at this kind of the point here. So we like about it, but it's going to be raining a bit, and I'm going to be having my own jacket here a little bit, so you can just handle this kind of the matters and also vanish from this kind of the spot with an immediate effect, because it's going to be raining cats and dogs here. And I appreciate much of the people going to be tuned and even going to be supporting. Accountability will be there, talking about we have just raised this and we have to buy this. I'll just be asking what I'm going to be buying, or by individual person who are sent. I can just, some of the people are anonymous, some of them are talking about, oh Gintu, you can just do whatever you want to do, or Gintu, you can deal with this, and then, oh Gintu, you can separate it into this. It goes with the condition of the owner of the person who sent. And onto this, you're going to be now getting forward. If this kind of the video going to be coming to this kind of the module here, we can talk about, you can support this kind of the family to make sure you're going to be finishing the roofing, and after finishing the roof, we're going to be getting back to the other people whom we're going to be dealing with to understand what we're going to be popping out at that time. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Coming to you in a short while.